Let's go from Wessex Blades. Everybody's had a good week. What I thought I'd share initially this evening is repeating something that went a little bit wrong for me weekend. What happened was I was doing the grinding of the leaf springs and the cutting, and my leather apron, which I normally wear like that, I somehow ended up a bit like that. Just moved, perhaps grabbing and moving the angle grinder on the cable. So instead of across my guts, I sort of folded up and I ended up on one side. So I burnt a big of a hole in my coat. So what I want to do is just show what can happen if you're grinding and you're static on your actual cutting point. Now, if you noticed, I'm actually moving, so I'm not concentrating the heat and the sparks and all the sort of just nasty incendiary stuff in one place at a time. It's constantly moving, so nothing's concentrating in one spot. So if you were grinding and you were sort of vegging out thinking I'll just cut, and end up on your trousers, you'll end up with a hot spot, and the materials keeps arriving at, I don't know, 300 degrees, 300 degrees, 300 degrees, 300 degrees. Before you know it, you can end up with a flash point on whatever garment you got. That's why I wear a leather smock, just in front. If it hits, it bounces off. So we'll move the cam down to about there, and I'll see you in a bit. This is going to be fun. Alright, let's go on Wessex Blades. Now this is now Wednesday night. I've come out and I've filmed Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday. The bit of angle grinding the metal onto the shirt was yesterday, Tuesday, and I've tried to edit it every night up until now. It's could be Friday before I edit it, because my laptop just seems to go, just can't cope. So whenever it gets uploaded, it's whenever it gets uploaded. Now the thing that's arrived in the post was a bit earlier than I was expecting, so I'm able to do an update before it actually introduced the idea of me changing something, which is quite cool actually. But let's go for a few mentionables. Thanks to the cards, lads. People some funky Samas, sort of Christmas card put up billboard, I don't know, pretty cool, mate. And box, because what happened was this: the weekend I went down to see Duncan. Now Duncan, his what can I say, endeavour is Dorset Woodland Blades. It's got a triangle emblem, and he does his own blades. He gets cut out and then he puts the edges on, or you can buy the blanks from him. And I had an invite down, I suppose it must have been about 2.5 or 3 weeks ago, to sample some sausages. I had a few stills shown, sausages hanging in a shed. So we're talking homegrown man sausages. It turned out there was bacon as well. So went down, obviously, and had a bit of a chin wag. On the way down, I made the decision that I didn't want to do any filming. I just wanted to go there, basically enjoy the company. So went down, we had the sausages for lunch, and we had a bit of a workshop tour. And this is where the benefit of seeing something actually demonstrated in front of you, as opposed to, you know, the media that we can use, which is a video or a message. I could say, if you're going to start out, get yourself a 1x30, because it's fast. You can buy ceramic belts, you got a platen behind, you got a slap belt. Well, you know, I can go through all the things, but until you get one and see why it's so good, it may not actually, the penny might not drop. It doesn't become real or tangible to you to the same extent than actually seeing it in front, as opposed to a message or a video. When I was there, he had a big thumping great motor that was quite economic, or what can I say, high value. But instead of having satin wheels, okay, basically Brillo pad to do the washing up with, coarse Brillo pad to do the washing up in, not so coarse. Now, if you notice, that ain't so big anymore, because the problem with these things is this, and I should tighten up my tripod. Well, there's a few problems. One is they're a little bit flimsy, but they do blend the scratches in, they do blend the finish out, and it was a step forward using satin wheels as opposed to using belts for finishing, for grinding, removing material, and then getting a more uniform finish. You know, going from a 40 to a 120 or a 60 to a 120. I had some 400 belts, but they're just so thin, I had to go ever so gentle. On wood, the 400s are fine, but trying to get scratches out of metal, I just wasn't getting a very even thing. The belt at the moment, I've not totally weighed off John's grinder yet, so I went to the satin wheels, and it's definitely a more uniform finish. But I was, the weekend I had my head in my hands, because the work that I'd done on the fire steels looked great in here. Artificial lighting fine. Cold light of Saturday morning, it's just every now and again an imperceptible one little flick of where the coarse wheel would have a thread flying off. So if I go down here like that, there's just tails coming off, and it's just whipping the work as it's coming over. And no matter how much you do on the other wheel, you're not going to get that scratch out. Okay, I could foresee the way to get that out was I had to physically sand it. Okay, because I couldn't go to the belt grinder because it's too flat. I can't get around corners. I need something that's got a little bit of give in it to do contours, or either all the rounded corners that I've done will be flattened off and angled, and I have to go try and round them off. It'll all be by hand. It's all by hand. All 20 of them. Okay? I needed a solution to some description, and when I was down there, you had these. This is me gambling that what's in the box is actually what I've ordered. Oh no, let's do a shout out. What can we do? Let's go for knee deep. Go chocolate Kiranite. Hang now. Give it some. Give it some. Okay, so here's the box. So rather than satin wheels, he had something that was a cross between, you know, those aluminium oxide belt flat wheel things you get for electric drills. Flat wheel. It was a hybrid of that, looking like a chocolate sponge cake. Oh yes, remember those old slide projector cassettes? Right? So, that, oh, and they printed on the side, have they? Maximum 20 meters a second. That's good. So what grit's that? We'll have a look in a minute. There's one of them. And there's one of them. Yeah. Could have had a bag of sweets, eh? So, discard, dump, jettison. I'm guessing, looking inside, that is that one. That's the coarser one. I'll look at the things later. But as you can see, that is like a hybrid of the two. So, Scotch-Brite with an aluminium-y flat wheel. Gives a little bit less, but it's going to work harder because it's like a flat wheel, but it's still got the blending ability of the Scotch-Brite. Put the bleeders on now. Let's give it a go. So what I think we'll do is do a comparison. Whether we'll do it on camera or not. But what the thought of the satin wheels is that when you get a skeletonized blade, sort of covered in gooey Z30, bloody good stuff that. Alright, so gooey stuff. If you put that on that wheel, you tear it to hell, and your Brillo pad disc just ends up as dust. Boom, it's gone, shredded, destroyed. Lost about a month's worth on there. It's alright for the flats, but my holes on my blade sometimes are 5mm with a 10mm hole for a lanyard hole, so my actual pinholes are quite large, and if I ever get them from Duncan laser cut like this, I'm going to have the odd bit of skeletonization as well. This is the future, and I'm thinking this is going to work. And then ferro rods I wasn't happy with. This here should give me better standards. That was a tenner, and apparently they last so long, such a long time, it's worth it. Whereas these thingies are, I think, 3 or 4 quid. Get a shot of it. So what I think I'll do is I'll get that, and tell you as it is, and see how it goes. So there's my that. There's the glove, there's the blade, there's the other glove. He's clamped in there. There's a plug-o. He's on. Okay, see that? Turn Rob's light round. Now, you get a massive draft off of this. So, there's the blade. Okay, that's grit blasted. Get a bit of rust off. Get him to clean it up. Getting to clean it up. Now the flat is one thing, but all of a sudden you go over the holes, big clouds of dust, I'm shredding the disc. I've literally took 5mm off of that, onto the fine one. You see the shape of it? I should be able to flatten that out. Where'd it go? We're finishing it, but that is getting literally eaten up. So wish me luck, and I'll take these off and put them on.
See you in a bit.
The storm outside. You hear it to believe it. God. Anyway, they're on. Is the light on? Benefit already, because they're bigger, the feet per minute is also bigger. Right.
I mean, I don't need to do this because it's already ground anyway, but it's a good demo. Section there really needs work on it. Getting there. Cool. Finished. Now, let's put the skeletonized section, okay, for the same aggro that the satin wheel had last time. No great clouds of dust. And that's finished off nice. So let's give it some evil. Rusty leaf spring. Totally the wrong task, because that should be ground off, not using that. That works. That
Is a vast improvement. An additional benefit, of which I didn't even take into account, was these discs are bigger. So that's spinning around at whatever RPM, you're only getting feet per minute of your 2 pi r for that. But these things are easily twice the diameter, so I'm getting 2 pi r bigger, more feet per second on the outside where the work's going on the edge of the disc. So I can still use these another time. I've got another Aldi grinder over there, I can set that up, but in the meantime I can't go over taking all the assembly all apart for the belt. That's my main one on the board here. So in 20 minutes I'm set up better than I was before, all down to Duncan's demo, and of which, if you know, I spent the best part of, I don't know, 4.5, 5 hours there, and you know, someone's there giving you advice. He could have been working. Technically speaking, he could have earned a ton doing work for his blades or his holsters or his kydex or all the things that he would do for production. So, gotta say, massive thanks to Duncan for the tips. And I came away. Is one of the reasons I didn't want to film. You know, it's cool. Is I don't like putting people in the position of, you know, Wessex Blades is always the lucky bugger who seems to get the hand downs or whatever. But he ended up nearly filling me boot up. He's a very naughty boy. So check your post box. I'll get you a little something. So yeah, that was good. And the other thing that I'll get in maybe a month or two is a Trizact belt, which is the highly engineered grit that goes on a belt for finishing, as opposed to removal and stock removal. I'll get that in time. But that section of belt with satin wheel, convoluted combi wheel, that is an improvement already, and hopefully we'll sort out my fire steel, so I'm happy to moving them on to where they're intended. So that was cool. Got a few little things to catch up with, of which we do. Somebody's contacted me and with quite the opposite sort of message than I would normally get. Most of the time we'd end up with something like, you really need to check out Heine Haynes, super service, stuff arrives fast, never had any quibble, guaranteed this, you know, is honoured, high quality of gear, good service, Linda there always does great, they honoured my discount, things like that. You need to pass it on because it's had really good service. Someone's let me know that they've had not so good service, and as of today, the 18th of December, it still isn't sorted out. As of the 18th of December, it's not that it's not been sorted out, the company still sat on the money. Okay, so let's get this right. greatforcamping.co.uk. At the moment, there's a few outstanding complaints. So if you're looking to get some stuff for Christmas, I'll say 18th, you still got sort of five days before Christmas and you were thinking you saw a deal. At the moment, a trusted colleague of mine is still outstanding for stuff, i.e. the money's still in the other people in Great For Camping's coffers. There's a complaint and they're getting nowhere with it. So until you hear different, we're not getting very good service from them. So I'll put a link at the bottom at the moment. If it will get sorted out, then obviously I'll let you know things might have got sorted out. But I mean, Amber was stuck, my eldest, in France, and student finance, I've never known anything like student finance, right? She's been a student now for 3 years, and every year, everybody else on her course, in her student halls, everybody else gets their loan through in the first 2 weeks. Everybody else, apart from Amber. She's starving, she's freezing cold, she's got nothing to eat, she can't buy her books that are required reading. We're having to send her money because student finance is dragging her heels. I don't know why, I can't work it out. It might be the fact that because my wife was doing a degree as well, and her student financing helped get my wife through that. So perhaps because there's the two is a little bit of a conflict. But do you think they either think, oh, kid living on their own, we'll just chuck a bit of money that way just to tide them over until it will get sorted out. No, I'm sending all these things through in May. Now, she was struggling, so I ordered a fleece through Amazon through a company. Got her address in Lyon. I ordered her a sleeping bag because she was freezing. I ordered her some camping socks because she was freezing. And I ordered her a purple fleece. Sleeping bag arrived, socks arrived, the fleece didn't. I sent an email to the company of the fleece, put like you should like. I ordered the fleece, here's my number. As of yet, it hasn't arrived. Where do you need to go from here? I just wondered how you'd like to help me get this sorted. My daughter's stuck in France and she's gone. No problem, we'll send her out. Sent her out, it arrived. So somewhere on the line, the first one got lost in the post. So what they've done is they thought, forget it, take it as lost. We'll just cut and run on this. We'll probably make enough money on it. Customer service must stand. The customer must get their thing. He's paid for it. Just send another out. I don't care. That's the sort of customer service that gets stuff done. A few days later, it arrived. She's got a fleece. At least, you know, she got what was ordered. But if it works the other way, then we all need to know about that as well. At the end of the day. So, get it absolutely right again. Great4camping.co.uk. At the moment, there's a few things outstanding. And not outstanding in the good sense. Outstanding, not sorted out. So, Scott from Wessex Blades, moved forward with that. And a mate who's a little bit miffed with some service from a supplier. Let us know if you've got any more complaints from that, or whether you've got anything that's worked for you from that supplier. But we'll see what transpires over the next week. Scott from Wessex Blades, moving forward in here, and I'll see if my laptop will process the film. I got my 2 set of discs for me machine.